Hi, it's episode 50 of the Happy Thoughts podcast. I've done 50 of these. How wild is that? I'm really sticking with it. I am still in New York, and I went to the Elizabeth Gilbert workshop at Omega Institute in Rhinebeck, New York, and it was so good. I really loved it so much. And I handed Elizabeth Gilbert Happy Thoughts. I literally said, I made this and you're in it. And she took them and smiled, and we were actually wearing exactly the same thing. I was wearing these overalls and a long sleeve shirt and a scarf, and I didn't have hair because I don't have hair. And she was wearing overalls and a long sleeve shirt and a scarf, and she doesn't have hair because she doesn't have hair. And when I was walking up, she was pointing at me and then back to her and smiling. And I almost turned around to see who she was talking to. She was talking to me. And I was like, yeah, we same. Yeah, I think she would find it really fun to hand Happy Thoughts out. So the workshop was great. I'm still processing all the info that was absorbed. I stayed camping for a week, and I really just wanted to be in one location to be able to integrate and process. And during that time, I went back to Omega and I learned that they have positions available. I might be working at Omega, I don't know. So right now, I'm feeling uncomfortable. So what should I do when I'm uncomfortable? I find little tasks to do. So we're on episode 50, and we are closing this little series that I've been doing of things that I've learned with Happy Thoughts. And the three things are: we want to be loved, we want to matter, and we want to connect. And for we want to be loved, I was accessing service. For we want to matter, accessing creativity and play. And for we want to connect, it's really just accessing connection. Not a deeper way to say that, in community. So with Happy Thoughts, we all know this now, but I've handed out over 100,000 in the past 3+ years. Almost 4 now. This year is going wildly fast. There's just something I've noticed with every single person that has come through, and it's for all ages, all races, all genders, all sexualities, all political views, all religious views, all moods. You can be up or you can be down or you can be in the middle. And there's just a simplicity of we're all the same and we're all unique little butterflies. And within that, none of us want to be alone, even if we think we want to be alone. It just means that we might be in the wrong space, or solitude is great, but nobody wants to do this life alone, and we're not geared to do that. Brene Brown says that we're wired for connection. And something that I've noticed is just that it does matter so much what we do, and no one cares. And that is a really hard one to wrap my head around. It changed my entire life going out and handing out Happy Thoughts. But boy, was that uncomfortable. I felt like everyone was looking at me. Everyone knew if somebody said yes, everyone knew if somebody said no, and no one cared. Like, no one was watching. And if they were watching, that's their stuff. That has nothing to do with me. I think so often we get stuck on how we seem to other people and forget about how we seem to us. When I was writing like 20 different Happy Thoughts over and over before I would go sell at the boardwalk, the thoughts I was trying to find were all based on the same feeling. I was looking for a feeling, and when I turned it into a product, I found 350 more thoughts that gave me the same feeling. And that feeling was that I'm enough, that I can do the thing that I want to do, and that it's meant for me, that I'm capable of doing the things that I want to do. And when there's that moment of recognition or gratitude when you get a happy thought, it just tells me that we're all feeling that same feeling, and that's what makes us all the same. The feelings are what make us the same, and our experiences are what make us unique. I find it interesting how often we are focused on our diagnoses and our labels and all the things that make us unique. It just seems like we're doing that in order to connect, but I find that's something that separates, because the thing that we actually connect on is that we've all been betrayed, we've all been abandoned, we've all felt sad, we've all felt scared, we've all felt happy, we've all felt excited, we've all felt joy, we've all wondered why we don't feel more joy. We've all felt frustrated. All of those things are just very, very relatable, just the feeling. And then when you start talking about diagnoses or different labels that you have, you lose people and you find people. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with finding your people that have something in common with your experience, but there is something in common that we all have in our feelings. We are all the same little being. The thing that is vastly different is the experience that people are actually going through. And I really do think we could change the world if we realized it's not as complicated as we make it. It's way more simple. We're all just humans trying to get through this life. All of us have felt tense in our lives. There is tension in our families, there's tension in our friendships, there's tension in our relationships, there's tension at work. There's just tension all around. And what I've found with Happy Thoughts is how much they bolster the positivity to make way for conflict resolution and problem solving and really just humanity of having a problem. I've talked about this before, but the 10-to-1 rule is a behavior rule where you are meant to give 10 positive comments or feedback per 1 criticism. So if you're going to tell somebody that they're doing something wrong, you should have already told them 10 nice things. You can feel loved when getting feedback. You can feel supported when someone is telling you something that didn't land right. I found in my own personal life on accident that when I'm handing Happy Thoughts to everyone around me, it has changed the dynamic and kind of the foundation that is present in order to access the challenging moments that are always present as well. The 2 ways that I have started integrating connection with Happy Thoughts and trying to grow more connection and community is friendly compliments and happy hangs. So friendly compliments start as family compliments, and it's really just giving a compliment to the people around you. It's best used in a moment of tension, but you have to be pretty bold to insert that. But it's literally just saying something good about the people near you and then getting back to the tension. Like, the fight doesn't have to stop, but it does humanize the space where all of a sudden it's like, oh, you're a person and I'm a person, and you see me as a person and I see you as a person, and what's the problem now? And I found this amazing video by Helen Lynn from Stanford Business School, and she does a whole talk about the lost art of giving and receiving compliments. And she says that most of us are terrible at both. We're not good at receiving a compliment, and we're not that great at giving them. She breaks it down into giving and receiving. So giving compliments actually drives achievement, and it gives people something very specific that they did well, that they want to keep doing well, that they want to keep on growing. And they found that it's better than constructive criticism, the way that you respond to how you get a compliment versus when you get criticism, which, I mean, makes sense, but also it's like that positive thing where you put somebody in a headspace that they feel lifted, they feel good, and you want more of that, rather than feeling like you did something wrong, feeling bad about it, and then criticizing yourself of like, you gotta get better, you gotta do better. She also said that it exacerbates the optimism bias, And I love that because it literally changes your brain of what you think is possible. Someone else telling you something good about yourself makes you believe it more, which is so sweet. Just last night, I had a friend telling me really nice things about how I'm impacting with happy thoughts. And I'm getting a lot better at receiving compliments too, where I was like, that's just so nice. It makes me want to do more. It makes me want to keep going. And it doesn't make me think I need to change or do better or like I have to keep going. It just makes me want to keep going. When I was handing out happy thoughts, it just happened very naturally that when people would be walking by, whether before or after I asked them if they wanted a happy thought, it was just so easy to see something that I liked about that person. I like your earrings. I like the color of your hair. I like that your eyes match your shirt. I like that you guys are at the market together. Just all of these things are really, really easy to access. And it's just so cute. Like you see somebody's little smile on their face and it's like, oh, we all want to hear this. We all want to hear that we matter and that we're seen and that we can connect to another human because of just how we are. And it helps us become more at ease with who we are, and we can move through the world in a whole different way when we feel okay with us. I'm not saying that we should get our self-worth from other people's compliments, but they boost us. We're really picky about it generally, and I think that we feel uncomfortable, like it's out of place or our words don't matter that much, so it's not that big of a deal. Giving a little bit of love and kindness doesn't change your day, and it totally changes theirs. When you say no, it actually breaks relationships down. Receiving it gives that other person worth as well and helps them continue to be kind. For happy hangs, I've talked about these a lot, but just getting a group together and reading happy thoughts has been such a connecting experience. It's really where I've gotten a lot of this information right now, just through a moment of feeling something similar with another person, you're immediately connected. You just know something about them. If they read Maya Angelou, You Alone Are Enough, I'll have people read it and then just look at me crying. And I immediately know that you have not felt like you were enough, that you've doubted your self-worth, that you are working on your self-worth, that is something that you want to believe. You would not be hit in that way and feel that way if that wasn't true. And I love that about the 100,000 people that have said yes to a happy thought, because the 1 to 2 million people that said no, they don't feel that way. So I just found 100,000 people that have felt the same things that I have felt and are seeking feeling better as well, which is really important information to have. And it just makes me want to find a way to remind us that we're all out here, because I think a lot of us feel like we're alone. And we're not. So that's my thought on connection. Let's pull one. Set your life on fire. Seek those who fan your flame. Rumi. I think it's a little bit on point, because there's always going to be people that are as weird as you and see the vision that you have. Some people might think that you've set your life on fire, and some people might think that you finally found your direction. It's just the perceptions that we're around, and seeking the people that want us to keep growing and to keep burning in a good way. They're the people I want in my life. And I feel like a lot of people that I've met through Happy Thoughts have been that, and I'm really grateful for it. And this feels so crazy to be yammering on about something that I'm doing on a podcast that I created. A little narcissistic, if you will. I really, really want to help us find each other, and I want to find you guys. And I want to grow this as big as it wants to grow, because this is far outside me at this point, and I'm just trying to organize my thoughts and figure out where I'm going next. And who knows, maybe it's Omega. We'll find out. Thanks for listening.
Happy Thoughts are available on my website, thehappythoughtproject.com, and Amazon, and Fair for Wholesale. And we're on the Instagram, Happy Thoughts by Kristen. If you want to follow or leave a review on the podcast, you'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you, YouTube viewers, for being here.